Welcome back to the most exciting part of Billboard Comics, our weekly Guiding Lines feature, which it covers the world of new releases. This are going to be covering releases for Wednesday, coming out Wednesday, September 24th, 2025. If you like this segment, please, by all means, give me a thumbs up. If you like all the content here, please subscribe. And if you have any comments, concerns, issues, questions, or anything, leave a comment. I appreciate all the feedback I get. I appreciate all the people who sit through all the stuff all the way through. I appreciate the repeat visitors. But if you have not been here before, basically I'm going to go over what books are coming out on Wednesday. I'm going to start what I think is the biggest book of the week, the one I think that you should look for more than all the others. I'm also going to cover the new releases, the final issues that don't fall into either category that I think you need to know about, which I call issues of note, and also give you a listing of all the facsimiles that are coming out. Without any further ado, let's start now with the big book of the week. Again, a lot of options for big book of the week, but I picked one of my favorite concepts. And before I start, I just want to know about my hair. I'm not auditioning for the lead of Goon number 7 in the next Spider-Man movie. I just came out of the shower because I want to be clean for you. The big book of the week is going to be one of my favorite characters from when I was a little kid up to present day. The Phantom. Phantom number 1 will be coming out from Mad Cave Comics on Wednesday. $4.99 for 32 pages. It's going to be an ongoing series. Don't know if it's going to be the same concept as Dick Tracy and Flash Gordon, which they went 10 issues, had a couple month hiatus, then started up with 11, and then went from there. Just be forewarned is forearmed, and I would like to see you forearmed. Written by Ray Fawkes, art by Russell Mark Olson, letters by Taylor Esposito, and covered by Freddie E. Williams III. This is one of my favorite things as a kid. This is the Phantom is a comic strip character that was created by Lee Falk in February of 1936. The first strip appeared in papers in February 17th, 1936. He's been around for a while. He is a character, in my mind, I think perfectly straddles the world of superhero and pulp hero. There's a hell of a lot of pulp stuff in there. He is known as the White Ghost, or the Ghost Who Walks. He fights crime in the fictional African land of Bengal, and it's a generation hero. He's the Walker family, who the Phantom belongs to, has been protecting Africa since the 17th century. But he is also one of the first people who actually had a costume. If you know, he has a big purple costume, skin-tight costume, with striped shorts on. So he looks like he's kind of like I said, a bridge between the pulps, because he carries a gun and goes after bad guys, and superheroes because he wears a costume. He has been adapted into comic books numerous times in the past. I believe all the way from Charlton, I believe in the Golden Age he had some adaptations. DC did a couple series. Moonstone did a couple series. Of course, he's also been adapted into film. He was most famously in the, depending on your opinion, underrated or completely horrible Phantom movie from the 90s, starring Billy Zane as the titular character. But he has been around for over 90 years, and he's still going strong. He's still being published in comic strips today. I first discovered him when I was a kid, because every kid during the time I grew up loved newspapers and newspaper comic strips. That was our favorite stuff. My father would read the news, my mother would read the news, but I'd get the comic strips, especially on Sunday, and just spread them on the floor and go to town, and I love comic strips a lot. And one of my favorites was the Phantom. Even though I didn't really kind of understand the geopolitical implications of the character, I just enjoyed the fact that he had such a vibrant costume, and he had the ring that had a skull on it, and if he punched you, you'd be permanently scarred by his skull on your face, so everybody would know that this guy came against the Phantom. So I've been following this guy for a long time. I think he's a really good character, really good pulp character, and hopefully you will too. If you have like extra $5, give this book a shot. Mad Cave usually does really good work. I really like. They're one of my favorite publishers right now going on, both on their licensed and their non-licensed stuff. So please, by all means, give that a shot. They are supporting this, however. First of all, caveat: Mad Cave is a independent publisher, and usually I try to be very careful with the independent publishers in the big book of the week segment, because, as you know, a lot of times they don't meet their deadlines, or books don't come out when they say they're going to. So keep that with a grain of salt. Use a little caveat. if you go there Wednesday and the book is not in, I apologize. I'm going by what the League of Comic Book Geeks put on their website when I was doing the research for this. They'll probably have in a couple weeks, but if it's not there, you have the opportunity to tell your local comic shop owner and manager or an employee that you want to add it to your hold list. So it's a win-win. But since it's a new kind of endeavor, they are supporting it with a bunch of variant covers. There will be 5 open order covers. Cover B by Keenan White, Sequential Battle cover. Cover C will be a Russell Mark Olson cover. Cover B will be by Dan Brereton. Cover E will be Freddie E. Williams II, but a black and white version of his main cover. And cover F will be blank, so you could have your favorite artist draw Phantom on it, or whatever character, basically, it's your money, on the cover. There'll be 1 incentive, cover G, 1 in 10 by Nacha Bustos. And there'll be 1 retailer variant, a Mad Cave web store, Maria Wolf cover. Maria Wolf is one of my favorite artists, so I'm glad that she's getting a little alternate cover love from Mad Cave. Now, let's move on to new series starting this week. We'll start off with IDW of all places. This is a big week for time-worn concepts making their way into the comic books of today. And why am I starting with IDW instead of Marvel or DC? I go in the alphabetical order of the number of books. It's because I got the League of Comic Geeks breaks it down by your number 1 issues. Get all companies have about number of issues. Break it down by who has the most numbers of issues, and then if more than one company has the same amount of number 1 issues, they go alphabetical order. Marvel and DC don't really have much along the lines of number 1 issues, at least not as much as IDW and other companies. So that's why we're starting with IDW first. I am not a Marvel hater. I'm not a DC hater. I'm not a major company hater. That's just the way it is, baby. All right, IDW has another time-run concept that's not quite as old as the Phantom, but still well over 50, 60 years old. They're doing The Twilight Zone, number 1. $4.99 for 36 pages, 5-issue series, written by Dan Waters, art by Morgan Beam, letters by Sandy Tanaka, and the cover will be by Morgan Beam. There'll be 3 open orders. Cover B, a Francesco Francavilla black and white connecting variant. Cover C will be blank. Cover D will be by Martin Simmons. I would like to get a whole bunch of that one and just say, hey, draw something that you think is Twilight Zone-y to everybody. Just give it out to anybody, like from Jim Lee all the way down to like a kid on the street, and just have them go crazy on it. There'll also be 2 incentives. 1 in 25 by Elizabeth Beals, black and white, and a 150 by Danny, also in black and white. For those who don't know, you should probably know this. It's still being rebroadcast on MeTV and on Sci-Fi Network. I think every New Year's Eve, I think they do a marathon of it. It's the Twilight Zone was an anthology series created by Rod Serling, which every week had a different kind of like sci-fi, horror, weird, esoteric kind of story to it, usually with a surprise twist ending. It is one of my favorite series. I don't know how good it is to be translated into comic books. The last I remember was done by J. Michael Straczynski. I think it did for Dynamite a couple years ago, and it was ongoing kind of story over 10 issues, and that kind of defeats the point. This should be a anthology to keep true with the actual TV series. But I digress. If you like the Twilight Zone TV show, maybe pick this up, or if you like the kind of weird, wacky sci-fi horror mix kind of thing, might be good for you to pick up too. Twilight Zone is the only octogenarian concept that they're going to do a new series for. They're also doing a new installment in their Star Trek license. Star Trek: The Last Starship, number 1. $3.99 for 52 pages. It's going to be ongoing. Actually, I think it might be $5.99 for 52 pages. That makes more sense. It's going to be an ongoing series. It's going to be written by Jackson Lansing and Colin Kelly. Art by Adrian Bonilla. Colors by Heather Moore. And the cover will be by Francesco Francavilla. There will be 3 open order variants for this. Cover B by Skylar Patridge. Cover C by Michael Cho, foil. Cover D will be a blank cover. There'll be 2 incentives as well. 1 in 15 of the Francesco Francavilla cover, only a virgin. That means no trade dresses on it, no logos or anything like that. And a 1 in 25 Michael Cho Aaron variant. And there'll be 1 event cover, Local Comic Shop Day variant, 2025, by Malachi Ward. This is I believe, a tale from Star Trek. I don't know if it's an alternate reality. I think it's an alternate reality, where dilithium crystals all across the universe are rendered inert, and when they do, they explode. And if you know anything about Star Trek, that's what they use to supply their starships. So that's a big catastrophe, and Captain Kirk has to deal with the aftermath of this. Since I believe Captain Kirk had a long and varied history after, and nothing of this was ever mentioned, this might be an alternate reality, so it might not be canon, but it seems like a pretty interesting story nonetheless. Next, let's move on to Image. Robert Kirkman has a new series starting this week, and it's called Skinbreaker #1. Skinbreaker is the name of a weapon inside the actual book. It appears to be like a kind of a sword and sorcery fantasy kind of tale, where an aged tribe leader is trying to pass on the weapon, Skinbreaker, onto his son, but the son is not quite ready to receive it, and if he hesitates, the entire tribe might be lost. It's $4.99 for 32 pages. It's going to be a 8-issue series, written by Robert Kirkman, art by David Finch. That's a pretty good pairing there. Colors by Annalisa Leone. Letters by Russ Wooten. Cover by David Finch on art and Annalisa Leone on colors. There will be 3 open order variants. Cover B, a David Finch portrait variant. Cover I will be blank, and cover J will be a David Finch mask die-cut foil variant. There will also be 6 incentives. Cover C, a 1 in 10 by Tony Moore. A cover D, a 1 in 25 by Lorenzo Di Felicio. Cover E, a 1 in 50 by Eric Cadnete. Cover F, a 1 in 100 by Ryan Otley. Cover G, a 1 in 1000 David Finch signed foil variant. And cover H, a 1 in 250, 1 in 2500 variant, David Finch original art sketch variant. I don't know what that is. There's no picture of it on the actual website of the Comic Geeks website. Could somebody actually get an actual sketch cover drawn by this? I don't know. That's probably the most expensive version of this comic ever. They're also coming out with a treasury-sized version of it, which seems to be very popular these days with a lot of companies. They also have another new one, Viking Moon, #1. Summing up this series succinctly as possible, Vikings versus werewolves. And for a lot of you out there, that's all you need to know. You're probably rushing out right now to put on your pull list if you don't have it on it already. $3.99 for 32 pages. It's going to be a 5-issue limited series, written by Joe Pruitt, art and cover by Marcelo Fruzen. There'll be 3 open order variants. Cover B by Philippe Xavier. Cover C by Dalibor Taljic. Cover D by Justin Moritat Norman. There'll be 1 incentive. Cover 1 in 25 by Marcelo Fruzen, virgin version of his main cover. And 1 retailer, Nirvana Comics Steven Subic variant. Next up, we're going on to AMP. AMP has 1 new one coming out. Stake presents Sesame, Local Comic Book Store Day 2025, Early Edition #1. It is $4.99 for 24 pages. It's going to be a one-shot. It's probably a preview for one of the issues that are coming out. I guess Sesame is the title? I don't know. Didn't really find out more about it, but if you want to look it up, you can look it up. Written by David A. Byrne. Art by Francesca Fantini. Letters by Joel Rodriguez. And the cover will be by Kiss Kiss. Sorry you had to see that. They also have another number 1 starting this week, The Dusk, number 1. $4.99 for 24 pages, a 4-issue series. AMP, put some more pages in for $4.99. Okay? If you don't do that, I'm actively wishing for you to go out of business, because I know starting an indie book up from scratch is hard, but give customers enough bang, a meaty bite for their money. There'll be one other cover for The Dusk. It's going to be Local Comic Store Day 2025 Pete Woods variant. And Arc Press has 2 new series. Or I should say series. They're both I think they're both one-shots, but they're 2 number 1s. The Innkeeper, number 1. $4.99 for 32 pages. Writing, art, and cover will be by Naberna. There'll be 2 other covers, both by Naberna. Cover B will be a lunar variant, and cover C will be a version of that lunar variant. I believe it's a manga tie-in. Antarctic is known for their manga things. And they also have a horror anthology, a witty horror anthology, because it's $6.66 to buy this. So, yeah. The Mark of the Devil. Why 666? Because it can be. Yeah, this is the prep work for Halloween. Comic books, unlike the retail stores, wait till at least the midpoint of September to actually bring out their Halloween stuff. It's going to be one shot, and the book is only going to have a print run of 666 issues. Yes, if your hands don't burn while you hold this book, then you have been living really, really an interesting life, and congratulations to you. The cover will be by Brian Denham. It's going to be an anthology, so they don't list all the authors and artists and stuff like that. There'll be one other cover, cover B by Brian Denham, black and white, lunar variant. Next up, we come to Dark Horse with another well-worn concept, He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, The Sword of Flaws, number 1. $4.99 for 32 pages. It's going to be a 4-issue series. Written by Tim Seeley, art by Freddie E. Williams II, colors by Andrew Dahlhaus, letters by Ann Ward Design, cover by Freddie E. Williams II. There'll be one other cover, cover B by Tim Seeley. The writer is also an artist too, so why not get him an alternate? Alright, we also have another sequel series, Orphan and the Five Beasts, Bath of Blood, number 1. $4.99 for 32 pages. It's going to be 4 issues. Written, art, and cover by James Stokoe. Stokoe. He's rather famous, and I still don't know how to pronounce his name. Next up, Mad Cave has another number 1 coming out this week. Hero Bear and Kid, LCSD 2025 Special number 1. $2.99 for 32 pages, and it's a one-shot. Writing, art, and cover will be by Hero Bear creator Mike Kunkel. It's a kid-friendly version of like this kid who has an imaginary bear who's a superhero. So, pretty charming. This might not be available to actually local comic book store day, which is the 27th. So, you might have to wait a little bit for it. Alright, now we finally get to Marvel. All you Marvel zombies who are worried, don't have to worry anymore. It's right here. First, number 1 is Ultimate Hawkeye. This is, again, another one-shot. $5.99 for 40 pages. Written by Dennis Camp and Taboo and B. Earl. 3 people to write this one-shot. It should be really good. Art by Juan Frigeri and Michael Sta Maria. Or it might have more than one story in it. I just thought of that because I'm slow of mind. I'm a moron. I'm an idiot. Call me stupid in comments. Go right ahead. I give you permission. And the covers be R.B. Silva. There'll be 4 open order covers. One by Carmen Carnero. That's going to be a foil variant. One by Declan Shalvey. One by Lee Garbett. And one by Leslie Lyrics Lee Ultimate Special variant. There will be 2 incentives. A 1 of 25 by David Mack, and a 1/100 of the Lee Garbett variant with a Virgin. And there'll be one event comic, LCSD, Local Comic Shop Day 2025, by Ichikuri. Marvel is also having the first issue of its 5-issue Battle World miniseries this week, $4.99 for 32 pages. Written by Christos Gage, art by Marcus Toe, and the cover by Lineal Francis Yu on art and Romulo Fajardo Jr. on colors. There will be 6 open orders for this. Ivan Coelho foil, James Kerrigan retro Halloween mask. Get used to that. A lot of the Marvel ones have that fake Halloween mask on there. So, yes. Mark Bagley Star Brand variant, Nick Bradshaw Connecting variant, Peach Momoko variant, and a Rod Reese promo variant. There will also be 2 incentives, a 1/25 by Greg Land, and a 1/100 of the Lineal Francis Yu, but a Virgin. That's all for Marvel. Now we're moving on to Ablaze Comics. They have 1 Book of Nosferatu #1, $4.99 for 32 pages. Appears to be an ongoing, but I couldn't find anything yes or no on that. It is going to be written by Michael Morrissey, art by Todd Hriston, and a cover by Hriston. There'll be 3 open order variants. A cover B by Todd Hriston, black and white. Cover C would be Matt Guardio, homage variant, and cover D would be blank. There'll also be 3 incentives. A cover E, a 1/5 by Tazor Hirosov, Virgin. Cover F will be a 1/10 by Matt Gaudio, Virgin. Cover G will be a 1/20 Todo Hirostov, Glow in the Dark variant. I'm sure I mangled that person's name really bad. I apologize. Next up, Bad Egg. Bad Egg is a weird one. I don't know what to do this with. This one seems like an actual legit one that's coming out. Cold Feet presents Year Zero, a Chapo Trap House anthology. As an anthology, it's going to have a lot of people, and for some reason, big high price. It's going to be $45 for this. It's going to be a 3-volume, I should say, set. We have over 100 pages in it. If you have 100 pages, it should be called a volume. And it's going to be oversized. What does this mean? I don't have anything about being hardcover, but this might be like an oversized trade paperback. I don't know. $45 is excessive for whatever it is. You get some, I think, hardcover books of Marvel DC for $30 and more pages. Grumpy Old Man signing off. It'll have a bunch of writers and a bunch of artists, so bear with me. I'm going to list all of them. Christopher Wade, Felix Bitterman, Will Menaker, Amber Frost, and Matt Christman. Art will be by David Cousins, Ken Knudsen, Simon Roy, and Justin Greenwood. Letters will be done by Jody Troutman and Dave Sharp. I think it's going to be like 5 stories in there. I think one might be a text piece. But yeah, so if that's interests you and you have $45 to spend on something that you might not like, go right ahead. Next up, Dynamite. Oh, Dynamite, I've missed you. Vampirella Halloween Horror #1. This is going to be a one-shot special, $5.99 for 40 pages. Writing by Liam Johnson, art by Jordan Michael Johnson, cover by Greg Land on art and Ivan Nunez on colors. Yes, Dynamite's back with 17 variants. Let's start off with the 9 open order variant covers. Cover B by Aldrin Buzz Ah. Cover C by Selena. Cover D would be a cosplay variant. This is going to be somebody dressed up as Vampirella on your cover, so you don't have to pretend anymore. Cover E will be Greg Land foil. Cover F will be a Greg Land foil Virgin. I believe these are of his main covers. There would be a cover G, Aldrin Buzz Ah foil variant. Cover H will be an Aldrin Buzz Ah foil Virgin variant. Cover I will be an Aldrin Buzz Ah Atlas variant. Cover and it will be an Aldrin Buzz black and white variant. And that's all for Buzz for at least 2 or 3 issues, three variants. There'll be 8 incentives to go along with this. Cover J, 1 in 10 cosplay Virgin variant. Cover K will be a 1 in 10 of the Selena, that'll be a Virgin variant. Cover L will be a 1 in 15 Aldrin Buzz Virgin variant. Cover M will be a Greg Land Virgin, that'll be a 1 in 15. Cover O will be a 1 in 5 Aldrin Buzz black and white Virgin. I think it might be a foil as well too. Cover P will be a 1 in 5 Selena FOC Final Cutoff Bonus foil Virgin. Oh yeah, that's right. The one before it, the Aldrin Buzz black and white, will be a Final Cutoff blank bonus Virgin. So I guess doing bonus for at the Final Order Cutoff. I don't know. Cover Q, a 1 in 7 by Greg Land, black and white, Final Order Cutoff bonus. And cover R will be a 1 in 17 Aldrin Buzz black and white, Final Order bonus foil. Alright. Leave it up to Dynamite to come up with a whole brand new kind of thing about more variants. Alright. Let's see here. Invader Comics. Artillery. Number 1. And art is in big red letters, so that's more important. $7.99 for 44 pages. It's going to be a 3-issue series. Writing, art, and cover by Jimmy Robinson. I believe he did Bomb Queen, I'm not mistaken. But it's all about like kind of like, it's an esoteric kind of book about real artists versus AI. And the Mona Lisa is coming to life and stuff like this. So it seems pretty trippy, seems pretty interesting. So if you are anti-AI, you might want to check this out. Support an artist. Next up, Titan is bringing out another miniseries tying into Conan, Scourge of the Serpent, number 1, $4.99 for 32 pages, 4-issue series. Written by Jim Zub, art by Ivan Gill, colors by João Canola, and the cover be Roberto De La Torre. There'll be 8 open order variants. Cover B by John McCrae, cover C by Jeff Isherwood, cover D by Mateus Berarga, cover E will be by Chris Stevens, cover F will be a Roberto De La Torre foil, cover G will be a Roberto De La Torre glow-in-the-dark variant, cover H will be a Roberto De La Torre Virgin variant, and cover I will be blank. There will also be an event exclusive. Cover J, LCSD 2025, Roberto De La Torre black and white variant. That's all for the new issues. Let's go on to the sub-feature, which I dedicate to things that were already promised to us weeks ago, but didn't come out then, are supposedly are coming out now. I call this spot, Let's Try This Again.
Again!
Alright, IDW. I guess they thought they didn't want to have any competition with the Wild Cowboys from the Moo Mesa, 2 obscure toy lines battling against each other. So they moved their Street Sharks number 1 from last week to this week. I covered them on the video for the books coming out on 9/17. It probably came out the Friday before, so if you want to look in and see what I had to say about that and all the variants and whatnot, it's all there. Now let's move on to a whole bunch of final issues. And Marvel's a big culprit this week. Not only do they have like final issues from their X titles leading into the art, like the Age of Revelation, it also has a whole bunch of other stuff that are closing here now. So if you were a Marvel zombie and wondering where it was, here it is, and I expect you to sit through every one of it until I'm finished, and you cannot go and play with your friends until I'm done. Alright, first off, X-Men 22. $4.99 for 32 pages, written by Jed McKay, art by Carlos Fabian Villa. 6 open order covers go along with this. A Alex Ross Timeless Thunderbird Virgin, a Foreshadow logo Virgin, All the X ones have this, where it's basically the current logo ripped apart and the new logo for the new series that's replacing it coming through. So if you want to know what's replacing X-Men, you can look at this cover and you can tell. Joshua Sway Psylocke variant. A NetEase Games Marvel Mystic Mayhem variant. NetEase Games Marvel Rivals variant. And a Phil Noto Disney Stitch variant. There will be 2 incentives as well. 1 in 50, Joshua Sway Swappy. Sorry, I left off his last name a couple seconds ago. Psylocke Virgin variant. It's a version of his other variant. And a 1 in 100, Alex Ross Timeless Thunderbird Sketch Virgin. You always have one of those when you have like a main one by Alex Ross, so those are always paired. Next up, Daredevil is another series of Daredevil. Another one is coming to an end with number 25. $4.99 for 32 pages, written by Saladin Ahmed. Artwork by Jose Luis Suarez Pinto. Inks by Oren Jr. Colors by Jesus Albertov. Letters by Clayton Cowles. And the cover will have artwork by John Reed Jr. on art, Scott Hanna on and Richard Isanozov on color. Scott Hanna on inks, and Richard Isanozov on colors. There'll be 4 open orders on this. Aaron Cooter finale. James Kerrigan Retro Halloween Mask. Again, there's more to come after that. Lee Bermejo variant. And a Film Noto Marvel Zombies variant. There'll be 1 incentive, a 1 in 25 by Eric M. Gist. No word on when this is going to come back. I think the next series coming out is a crossover The Punisher or something like this. So I don't know if he's going to get his own title anytime in the near future. But this is like the 12th or 13th volume it's had. It's Marvel and they're restarting and stopping books. It's a thing. Storm number 12. This is another one that's tied into the Age of Revelation crossover. $3.99 for 32 pages. Art by Mariwa Ayodel. Art by Marno Santo. Cover by Mateos Manhanen. There'll be 3 other covers. A Diwali cover, a Foreshadow logo cover, and a James Kerrigan Retro Halloween Mask version. I don't know if these are actually hold up if you're going out trick-or-treating, kids. I recommend just getting the one from Target or Walmart and be better off that way. Unless you want to make your own Storm costume. Live your life. What am I to tell you what to do? Thing number 5. $3.99 for 32 pages, written by Tony Fleeks. Art by Justin Mason. Cover by Nick Bradshaw. On art. And Rochelle Rosenberg on colors. There'll be 1 other cover by Greg Land. Yet another final issue, a series coming to an end. Vision and the Scarlet Witch number 5. $3.99 for 32 pages. Written by Steve Orlando. Art by Jacopo Comagni. Cover by Russell Dowderman. And there'll be 2 other covers. A James Kerrigan Retro Halloween Mask. And a NetEase Games Marvel Mystic Mayhem variant. Image has a series coming to an end. Gehenna, Naked Disaggression, number 4. $3.99 for 32 pages. Written by Michael Kinlan. Art by Marito Rosenwig. Sorry about that. Colors by Matteo Attani. Letters by Jim Campbell. And the cover be by Maurizio Rosenwig on art and Matteo Attani on colors. There'll be 2 open order variants. Cover B by Rodrigo Yoshima. Cover C, a virgin variant of that Yoshima cover. There'll also be 1 incentive. A cover D, a 1 in 10. A Crom Carpenter black and white. I believe that is what it is. Might be something different. Next up, DC has 1 series coming to an end. DC vs. Vampires, World War V, number 12. $4.99 for 40 pages. Written by Maytel Rosenberg and Andrew Clegg. And art by Otto Schmidt and French Carmagno. and the cover will be by Schmidt. There'll be two other covers for this, two variants. Cover B by Dustin Nguyen, and cover C by Pat Van. Matt Cave has two series coming to an end. Far Down Below, number 5, $4.99 for 32 pages. Chris Condon on writing, art by Gege Schall, letters by Nathan Kempf, and the cover will be by Jacob Phillips. Endless Nights is also coming to an end, but I think it's going to tie into something else. There's something else starting that's going to carry on the storyline. So it's kind of an ending, kind of not. $4.99 for 32 pages. Written by Mark London. Art by Tom Derenick, personal friend of the site, whether he wants to admit that or not. Colors by Juancho Velez. Letters by Simon Bolin. And a cover by Chris Weston. Only has miniseries coming to an end. Six Gun, Battle for the Six, number 3, $5.99. Written by Cullen Bunn, drawn by Brian Hurt, colors by Bill Crabtree, and the cover will be by Hurt. There'll be one open order variant, cover B by Daniel Vega. And two incentives, a cover C by Carrie Nord, a 1 in 10, and a cover D, a 1 in 20 by Brian Hurt, black and white. Keen Spot has one coming to a close. Kids These Days, number 3, $5.99. Written by Brett Murphy and Ethan Page, I'm sorry. I don't know if that's the wrestler Ethan Page. If it is, I might get body slammed for getting his name wrong. I apologize. Art by Wilson Gandolfo, and the cover will be by Wilson Gandolfo. And he's also going to do the other cover for it. The cover be Wilson Gandolfo. So, a big day in the Gandolfo family. Abrams has Darren Aronofsky's foray into comic books coming to an end. Darren Aronofsky's Human Nature with number 3, $6.99. Written by Ari Handel, Darren Aronofsky, and Jeff Willows. Art by Martin Morazzo. Colors by Chris O'Halloran. Letters by Abitja Bibi Carr. Cover by Martin Morazzo on art and Chris O'Halloran on colors. Massive is bringing Pinup Apocalypse to a close. I can't imagine I made that as well as I did, because I know people have a hard time pronouncing that. With issue number 6, $4.99 for 32 pages, written by Brendan Jules and Andrew Tarasov, art by Andrew Tarasov, and he'll be doing the cover as well. And colors are by Igor Vionishiev. Don't ask me to say that again. One open order cover will be by Andrew Tarasov, cover B, and 3 incentives. Cover C by 1 in 10, Andrew Tarasov connecting variant. Cover D will be a 1 in 10 Andrew Tarasov connecting variant, but a different cover. And cover E will be 1 in 25, done by Zveta Shubina Virgin. That's all for the final issues coming tonight. I do have one issue of note to bring to you. It's also might be also a final issue. I'll tell you. Let me just get to it.
This looks interesting.
Xenoscope is coming out with Grimm Fairy Tales number 1, $6.99. Be written by Joe Bruscia, art by Al Barrion Nuevo, Hakan Ayan, Pradian Xavier, Massimiliano La Mano. Colors by Jorge Cortez, and letters by Taylor Esposito. Cover will be by J. Scott Campbell on art and Ney Rufino on colors. Yes, this is an anniversary issue. And some of you might be saying, like, wow, I can't believe a indie book about scantily clad fairy tale women made it to 100 issues. Well, I have a secret for you. This is actually the second 100 issues it had. There's a series 1 that actually went to not only 100, but ended with 125. This one looks like the last of the series. I would bet my spleen it's not. It's the biggest moneymaker, the biggest book. I doubt they're going to let it go for long. They might have a big rollout in the future. It might already be solicited, I didn't notice it, but yes, therefore and forthwith. There we go. There will be 9 open order variants for this. Cover B by Marco Santucci. Cover I by Sean Chen. Cover D by Prax Cal. Cover E will be by Ivan Tao. Cover F will be J. Scott Campbell, gatefold cover. Cover G will be Igor Vitorino. Actually, the next 4 variants, cover G, H, I, and J, are all by Igor Vitorino. There are all different characters and different versions. The final one would be a gatefold variant. There'll be one incentive, a cover K, 1 in 20 by Drac Gal. And there's one. Let's try this again.
Again!
Yes, just to prove that independent books are not the only ones who cannot get their books out on their scheduled release date. Maybe it has something to do with Tom King writing it. Not saying it is, not saying it isn't. Wonder Woman 25, DC Comics. I covered this last week, so if you want to find out the variant covers, what's going on with the issue, check out that. I'll probably put a link at the end of the thing, but watch that video and go to the DC section and you'll have all the variant covers and everything you need right there. Now, let's move on to the facsimiles. Big week for facsimiles, especially because Archie has 500 of them. Archie is doing a facsimile of Archie's girls, Betty and Veronica, I believe number 25. I forgot to put the number down. Like I said, back to earlier, moron. They're going to have one regular facsimile cover, a 2025 Mr. Inferno variant, which the character is popping out of the variant cover, and they're going to have a whole bunch of Stadium Comics Nuno Ferreira variant. There's going to be a black metal version. There's going to be a virgin metal version. There's going to be a virgin variant. There's going to be a navy metal variant. There's going to be a white metal variant. And there's going to be a yellow metal variant. And it's all features Betty dressed up as Sue Storm. If you look closely, the 4 on her costume, and it's from the movie, it's movie costume, the 4 on her costume is an A instead of a 4. So you can't sue Marvel. You just can't. Alright. DC is having a very historic facsimile this time. New Fun number 1. This is, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the first of all time DC Comics ever published. This is a collection of, I guess, comic strips and stuff. It's the first comic book also with all original material, because if you know, you know. The comic books started by reprinting newspaper comic strips. This one was one to feature all new content. I know they had a big, oversized, kind of like hardcover treasury-sized one that I bought, but now I guess they're coming out with like a regular-sized version in facsimile. It's going to have a regular facsimile, it's going to have a foil, and it's also going to have a blank variant, so you could have somebody draw something on it. I don't think any of the characters in that book are even around anymore, and I know none of the creators are. But I digress. Let's close it out by Marvel and their facsimile. X-Men 139. They're going to have 2 variants of this. The regular facsimile looks like just a regular cover, and a 2025 Mark Buckingham 1 in 25 incentive version of it. Marvel always does this with their facsimiles. They have the one that looks like the regular book and one that has a variant cover on it. So what do you think? Do you like the Phantom? Is Phantom one of your favorite characters? Are you excited as I am about the Phantom book? If not, why not? Let me know in the comments. Any of the books that are coming out, are you excited about? Not excited about? Any cancellations you're upset about? Not upset about? Let me know in the comments. We'll get a community going. We'll start talking about this. If you made it this far, please like and subscribe. And check back next Friday. I'll do these every Friday. And until next week, keep on collecting.